I'm back. So I'm pretty known in the YouTube space for doing Nintendo Switch unboxings, so it's only fitting that I do a Nintendo Switch OLED unboxing. And I know I'm late to this, but if you follow me on any other social media platform, you know that I was at New York Comic Con all weekend, so when it came out on Friday, I couldn't get a video out because I was busy. And if you want to see any of the fun that I did have at New York Comic Con, you can follow me on any one of my other social media platforms. They will all be linked in the description below. But let's get into unboxing the Nintendo Switch OLED. Start with the white version of the OLED, and this is just white Joy-Cons and a white dock, but we're gonna unbox it. And I'm pretty sure this one next to me is gonna be similar, but we're gonna unbox them anyway. So we're gonna start off with the Joy-Cons. I don't feel like they changed much, except for it just feels a lot more sturdy to me, and that could just be because my old Joy-Cons have been through wear and tear. I've had them for so long. This is the OG Switch, so I've had it since it came out, almost 4 years now. And like I said in my PlayStation 5 video, I'm not really a fan of like white consoles just because I feel like they can get dirty easy. However, if you see, my background has changed a little bit. I kind of changed a lot of my gaming room setup, and I will be doing an updated video. And if you guys want to make sure that you don't miss that, don't forget to hit that push notification and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I took a lot of you guys' suggestions, so I can't wait to show you, but let's continue with this unboxing. So like I was saying, the Joy-Cons don't feel like they changed much except for the Joy-Con reels. I watched a few reviews that said they're a little more sturdy, and we're going to test that out when I continue to unbox this. So now for the Switch itself. I didn't need a new Switch. The only reason I got this Nintendo Switch is because of the OLED screen. I'm used to OLED screens at this point. My TV is an OLED. I play my PS Vita a lot, and it also has an OLED screen. So I was pretty excited simply for the fact that this is an OLED screen. A lot of you guys asked me on Instagram if the OLED is worth getting, and if you already have a Switch, not really, but if you're looking for a better, brighter screen, then yes. But if you already have the original Nintendo Switch, it's not really worth upgrading unless you really care about the screen and the quality of the screen. So I'm gonna put these side by side together and kind of show you how much it's changed around, which isn't really much except for, like I said, the OLED has more screen, there's less bezels than the original Switch. So if you look on the sides, they kind of changed how the volume button looks, how the power button looks. They changed the design of the speakers and the vents. They also kind of changed the design of where you put the game cartridge in. It's a little harder to open up now than the original one, which I guess is good if you're used to using your Switch on the go. You don't have to worry about it falling out as much, depending on how much you used it. And one of the biggest differences besides the screen was the speakers on the back and the kickstand. I never really used the OG kickstand just because if you look at it, it's flimsy. It feels like it won't really hold it up. But this new kickstand feels so much more sturdy. It was a little hard to open it up in the first place, so it's definitely going to take some getting used to, but it is a lot more sturdy, and this is something I would now probably use like this when going out in public. I don't normally use my Switch standing up like that because, again, this old kickstand, look at this. It stands it up, but barely. I've only ever used this kickstand once, and I also had it leaning against something while I was playing because I didn't have enough faith in the kickstand. But now this one kind of feels like metal. It feels a lot sturdier than the piece of plastic on the original. So one thing I was looking forward to was the new dock, because I mostly play my Switch docked. And the old dock isn't that bad except for the door in the back. I most of the time have to leave it open so that the wires can come out and not be pulled. The new dock, it has a door in the back, but it comes off. So now that the back comes off, it's real easy for the wires to come out, or they don't have to go through this little hole unless you want to keep that back part on. You can just have them coming straight back. And now you can have your internet directly put into your Switch so that downloading games and playing online, moves a whole lot smoother and faster. I also feel like where you put your switch into the dock is a little bit wider than the old one, but I have done some research and you still can use your old switch dock for your OLED. It still charges it and you can still play it, but I mean, if you have the new one, why not use it? But there were people who asked if that was a possibility. So now we're going to dock this. Actually attach the Joy-Cons now. And look at that, it looks amazing. Although I don't like that it has so much space in between, so now when you pick up your Switch or you move it at all, you can hear it move, which means it is hitting the screen the more you move it. Now I call this the basic version because if you have the OG Switch, you pretty much have this already, except for you don't have the better screen. It's pretty much looks like your old Switch with a bigger screen. But let's open it up. So it's pretty much set up the same way as the last OLED we opened. It's been a while since I had the neon Joy-Cons, just because I showed you mine before. It's neon yellow and green, and I haven't had the blue and red one for a while. So these are pretty nice. I might use these a little more than I use the white ones, just because I'm not a fan of white consoles. Same nice OLED screen, and after we unbox this, I'm going to do a quick setup and then have all three, the OLED Switch, the OG Switch, and the Switch Lite screen set up together so you can kind of see the difference as best as it'll come off on camera. And then the dock as well. I also do like that they didn't put the Switch logo like super large on it like they did on the original dock. It's subtle, it's clean, not as just in your face like the original. But overall, I really do enjoy the new dock and the way it's set up. For me anyway, it's going to make it so much easier to just have my Switch docked and have all the wires set up. And since I won't be moving it that much, I don't think the extra space in between is really going to affect me as much. But for anyone who constantly takes their Switch in and out, that is something to be wary of, is how you take it off your dock just to protect your screen. And now I'm going to switch cameras so that I can show you the comparisons of the screens. So now that I got my OLED set up, it did take a minute because connecting to the internet took a while, but I have all three, the OLED, the OG Switch, and the Switch Lite set up with each other so you can kind of see the difference with the screens. In my OG Switch versus my Switch Lite video, I kind of talked about the Switch comparisons of these two, and you can tell just by this view right now how brighter the Switch Lite is from the Switch. But look at how nice the OLED screen is. And I just have it on this page right now to show you guys that the brightness on all of them is all the way up. This is what it looks like. I'm just gonna give you guys a close-up view of the OG Switch screen and the OLED. And I obviously don't have any games or anything in the OLED right now because I just did a quick setup, but I will do a updated video on this for anyone who's interested. Check out the pinned comment on this video where you can put any questions you have for the next video about the OLED Switch. That's kind of what it looks like. And also, while I was setting up my OLED, I kind of did like a shake just to see how much sturdy it was. Like with this, the Joy-Cons feel a little flimsy, like they'll pop off. But when you shake the OLED, and I don't recommend anyone shaking it, but if you do, it just feels so much sturdier. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Are you getting an OLED Switch or are you still on the fence? I want to know. If you don't want to leave me a comment, you can send me a text. My phone number will be in the description below as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more and that your push notifications are on so you don't miss a beat. Also, if you enjoy me, if you enjoy my face, don't forget to check out my OnlyFans. It's onlyfans.com/destinyfomo, and with all my other social links, it will be in the description below. Until next time, peace out, FOMO fam.